Hi. Tonight I'm thinking about this comment my mom made to me a little while ago. She told me one day, "I'm glad you didn't get into drama school." And if you've been watching this channel, or maybe you are new here, well, I tried to get into drama school. I have a video about that you could check out, what that was like. But anyway, that was kind of a big tragedy to me at the time that I didn't get into drama school. So it might be strange that my mom would say something like that to me, because she knows too what a big deal that was to me. But one day she just said, "I'm glad you didn't get into drama school." And I was like, "And why is that, Mom?" And she said, "Because I've been watching these new Estonian movies that they make with these drama school actors. And I just can't watch them because it's like I can tell that these are these drama school actors." And I'm like, how in the world can you tell something like that? And she's like, "I don't know. It's that they are all very much like actors. There's something about the way they play those roles that's very technical, mechanical, very actory. And I can always tell every time I see one of those new Estonian films, I can just tell these are these drama school actors because they all play the same way. Every single one. And it's really boring." That's what she said to me. And I was like, "Mom, how can that be? These are actors who have actually studied this. How can it be that that's boring?" And she's like, "I don't know. I don't know how that can be, but they are very actory. They are all the same. And it's very boring. And I can't watch these movies." And so she was glad that I didn't get in, because she was like, "And you're not like that." And now, of course, we're talking about my mom, right? So let's keep in mind that my mom is my mom. So obviously my mom is going to be very biased, isn't she? But she was like, "You are not like that." And I'm like, what am I like then, if I'm not like that? And she was telling me that, "I don't know, you're just real. You are authentic. You are not actory," whatever that means. I was trying to get her to explain what the hell does that mean. You're very actory. You're not mechanical. You're not technical like that. And of course I am not, because I don't know how to be. I haven't been taught how to be. I have to figure everything out myself every single time. So she was just telling me, "You are real. You are authentic. You just are. You're not trying to act. You just are." Very biased, of course. But she's not the first person to say this. I would say probably one of the most jaw-dropping comments I've gotten in the past about my acting has been somebody saying, "You know why I like your acting? I like it because you don't play. You are." That's what this person said. And I was just like, well, I didn't even know what to say to that, because isn't that like one of the biggest compliments an actor could get? You don't play, you are. Like, isn't that the thing that we're all trying to achieve here? Nobody wants to look like they're playing anything. And through that person's eyes, that's what they saw. And of course, it's very subjective, and not everyone is going to feel that way. But so my mom is not the first person to say this. And it just got me thinking that maybe acting school, drama school, is not everything. So I want to make this video for anyone who didn't get in, or anyone who is like generally being rejected, like your art or whatever, you yourself, you have been rejected by something or somebody that is like an authority in that field. And so now it feels like everything is just over and there's no way to make it. And of course you define for yourself what making it means. But basically you feel like you can't be the thing that you want to be, you can't do the thing that you want to do, because in your field these important people or important institutions said you can't be that, or we won't help you be that, and you don't know any other way how to get there other than through this institution or with the help of these people, right? So I just want to talk to you because maybe comments like this get you thinking as well that maybe there is a positive side potentially to not getting in. Maybe my mom and this other person are onto something with the fact that I haven't been taught. So me not knowing what I'm doing actually could be, in some cases, a good thing. Thinking about how much rejections like that change you. I had to move the light out of the way because the video was just going crazy. But if you really want to do this, then there's really nothing like all of these rejections to give you that drive. Honestly. Because you know, I've just become, I don't know if this is a good thing actually, but I have become a little bit, I don't know how to call it, like defiant, maybe? Because of this rejection, even though it's not personal, because it never is, but when it happened, I took it very personally, as I think anyone would, because, you know, it's an important moment in your life and kind of defines what's gonna happen next with you from that point on. And so I took it very personally, this drama school rejection. But there's really nothing like it that's gonna give you that drive to make it. And now I've just become a little bit like, well, you're not gonna help me, you're not gonna teach me, I guess I'm just gonna do it myself then. And you might be like that too. It doesn't have to be about acting, it could be about anything. Anything where you feel like you don't have anyone or anything to turn to. So you just become like, fine, I'll figure it out myself then. Because, you know, it would be great to have help, but at the same time, it kind of does teach you to turn to yourself because you haven't got anybody else. So it teaches you to rely on yourself, to trust yourself more, which I think is a good thing. And I'm just reminded of this interview that I saw with Diane Morgan. If you're not familiar, she plays Philomena Kunk. That's probably her most known character. And I forget what exactly the question was, but I think it was something like how do you become an actor or something like this. And she just was like, well, you gotta go to drama school, or I guess you could do it some other way, but to be honest, I have no idea how exactly you would do it other than through drama school. If you are one of these actors just like me who didn't get into drama school, then hearing an actor that's kind of looks like they have made it. I don't know if she would define herself that way, say that she has made it. But through my eyes, I would say she has made it. she's successful, is able to work as an actor. And what more could you want as an actor? But an actor who has made it, saying something like, I don't know how else you would do it. I think if you're like me, you just had that pit feeling in your stomach just now. That feeling that, okay, wow, I am just completely doomed here, aren't I? Because I didn't get in, and now apparently this is the way to make it. And here's somebody saying they don't know any other way. So at first when I heard this, I was just like, well, fuck. Now what? I had that pit feeling in my stomach, but I kind of feel differently these days. Because this was a while ago when I saw that. I feel differently these days. Now I feel kind of like, you know what? Diane Morgan, you don't know how to make it other than through drama school? Well, I'm gonna find a way to make it. If I can't find a way, I'm gonna create a way. One of the ways to make it. I am life path number 1, after all. So I guess I'm gonna invent a way to make it or something like that. And it just got me thinking about how now, these days, even if I had a chance to, like if there was a drama school here right now who was just like, come and we'll teach you, I don't know that I would say yes. It's so interesting. Because you know what? I feel like I'm for the underdog now. I'm for the people who didn't make it. Who feel like there is no way to get to where they want to get to. Who have been rejected by something or someone. And this rejection actually created this new desire in me where I'm like, I want to make it anyway. And I have my own definition of what making it is for me, right? But I want to make it anyway. I want to make it my way. It's kind of like I want to make it without the help of drama school so that I can be an example then to other people who don't get in, but who actually feel like they are meant to be actors, or you just really want to explore this in life, which I understand completely. I want to make it so that you can know that you can make it too. Without drama school. Wouldn't that be fun? So I'm like, Diane Morgan, I'm going to make it, and then you're going to know one of the ways there is to make it. I know I'm making jokes, but I am also serious at the same time. And I'm also thinking about the law of attraction and how this works regarding this, because thinking that you need something like a drama school in order to make it, and then if you don't get in, obviously that now creates a limiting belief, right? So you can't make it because you got rejected, and so now you're kind of in your own way, energetically. But the way that this universe is set up is like one of the most basic things about the law of attraction that I'm aware of is that if you have a desire, whatever it is, this universe has the wherewithal to make this happen for you, no matter what. So if you got rejected but you still have this desire to become an actor, then yeah, it can happen. It's just gonna happen in some different way, and you may not know the details of the way. I don't know the details of the way. You might be watching this in the future, where if maybe I did make it, and now you know the details of the way, but this current Kelly doesn't know the details of the way. But I just know that there is a way that this can happen, because otherwise I couldn't have the desire. Because that's just a fact of this universe. You can only have desires for things that can actually happen. So if you have a desire Actually, if you have a desire, not only can this happen, but it has already vibrationally happened. How interesting is that? It has already happened. But the only reason it feels like it has not happened in this physical reality is because, well, I'm still following the path. I'm following the path that my inner being, my higher self, is calling me. It's calling me towards making it. But it'll only be obvious once I get there, and then I look back. Then it will be obvious, but not before then. And there's this unfolding that needs to take place. But if you have the desire, then yes, you can make it. And in fact, you have already made it. Your higher self has already made it. And is calling you towards that. And it's just something that I'm thinking about tonight. Because I know how the law of attraction works. This is just one of these very me things, which is that I just can't go the conventional way. Like, can I? I have tried this many times in my life with different things, and it never works out. Never works out. And you know, in astrology, in my natal chart has this, it has like this written across it. The fact that I am unconventional and everything that ever fucking happens to me is unconventional in some kind of way. And I just cannot be conventional in any kind of way. And that's just my life. So I relate to anyone who feels the same way. You try to go the normal path and it just doesn't work out, does it? And you just are like, well, again, it's not working for me. I need to make my own way again. And this is the curse and the blessing, I guess, of life path number 1. You have to make your own way. And if you make your own way, there are not going to be any road signs. With that knowledge, it makes sense that I wouldn't get into drama school, because that would be going the conventional way, wouldn't it? But in my birth chart, fucking nothing is conventional. So I can't, these conventional ways just blocked off for me. So I always feel like I am having to figure things out on my own. And it's a curse and a blessing. I mean, yeah, it's teaching me to trust myself. Yeah, it is. So I can know that I got my own back. I can rely on myself. But it's just not always easy. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not always easy. So this one, I'm rambling a lot, but this one goes out to anyone who has been rejected by something or someone, and now you have to find your own way. Welcome to the club. But I will keep on sharing about this here on my channel, about finding your own way, making your own way, doing things in your own way, unconventionally. Because you know, I'm just here to be myself. I have to be myself so that I can help other people see that they can be themselves as well. I have to be like this. I have to be unconventional. I know that much. I was born to be this way. So that's that. So thank you for listening, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.